Hello, everybody. This is Sarahscopic, and you're watching another episode of Asphyxia. I should probably be including your name. You're
That's
watching
fine.
Sarahscopic and Eskalia, and this is Asphyxia.
You're watching Sarahscopic and That Person.
Aw, that is a tongue twister, though. You were watching
Sarahscopic
Sarahscopic and Eskalia.
Yeah, that's tough.
And Asphyxia.
That's tough.
Blech. Anyway, Lillian has come up and is talking to us. Yes, what do you want?
I want the pair of you to pick up the pace. Ha-ha! You are slowing the rest of us down, and Miss Pope is growing impatient.
Really?
Yeah, that's what our love interest sounds like.
All right, here we go. That may be the case, but what authority do you have to berate us, Lillian?
I have every authority. I am the head of the student council, as you should be aware, given you are the treasurer.
Oh, of course she's the head of student council.
Of course she is.
We have attended enough meetings together that I thought you would remember. Ha-ha! Or else is my face so very nondescript you forgot.
Okay. No, that isn't it.
The passive... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. The passive aggression between the two girls was almost tangible. You could have cut it with a knife. Okay, I know this is minor, but it really disturbs me that the artists decide to have two girls with blonde hair. I know they're kind of different shades, but their eye color is a little too similar. One's kind of more... I wish they made that with deeper brown and then left this golden. I am very big on, like, making very differential, like, looking characters and faces.
Yeah, it's like her hair with her eyes, they're very different.
Yes, very, yeah. It's stark, which the main character should be, but, like...
This girl looks very Scandinavian.
She does.
That bright blonde.
Yeah.
And hers is supposed to be like that more like classic American Southern girl blonde.
Yeah.
But you're right. Her eyes are just like, it's not even like hazel. Like I think her eyes are supposed to be hazel.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I wish they would differentiate, give like a brighter, different eye color. Because like right now it's...
And this school, by the way, has the worst uniform policy ever.
Yes.
Like not one of them is dressed similarly.
I know. It's very strange.
Isn't the point of a uniform that everyone looks the same?
Yeah. Although if you look, I don't know. I've heard some for uniforms, because I never went to a school with a uniform. You usually are given like pieces sometimes, and so you can kind of arrange it a little bit differently.
Fair
but
enough.
Yes, I think in
They
a lot.
all have the same dress, or same skirt.
Yeah.
But no, they don't. Hers is actually there's no line there. Hers is actually a dress.
Yeah.
And so is hers.
Yeah, but
hers is a skirt with a blouse.
Yeah. Unless she's wearing a top, I don't know.
But no, it's tucked into it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. And then this is high-waisted, and this is not.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah,
Anyway. Okay. With a knife. Samantha gulped. This time it wasn't because she felt sick. Though Roberta and Lillian had a great deal in common, Samantha thought so at any rate, but she knew full well both girls would have disagreed with her. The pair had never really gotten along. Their enmity was not immediately obvious to the untrained eye, given they were always rigidly polite when they spoke to one another, but their voices were cold, stretched taut over several years' worth of tension.
Run-on sentences.
Yeah!
That sentence had 4 commas in it.
Oh my gosh. I am surprised you are speaking to us at all, Miss Student Council President. I thought you would have better things to do.
I do, ha-ha!
How charming.
I could say the same to you. Am I gonna have to choke a bitch? You could at least thank me for my concern.
Thank you for your concern, Lillian.
I suppose that's fine.
Lillian looked Samantha over for a few moments, her expression inscrutable, eyes piercing. Uh-oh.
She got that Dom eyes going on.
Indeed.
Hey!
Samantha jumped as though she had been poked with a pin. She had not expected Lillian to address her, even though she had not used her name. Given Lillian had been ignoring her pointedly for almost 3 months, it seemed rather strange that she would choose to engage in conversation right now. Despite that, Samantha attempted to keep her cool. She blinked, eyelashes fluttering, and tried to meet Lillian's gaze. Tried and failed.
She's the sub.
Yeah, that wasn't obvious enough. Samantha clenched her hands into fists at her sides, trying to stop them from shaking, and spoke. Yes? What is it?
You look rather unwell. Is there some kind of problem?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Did she just start blushing, or has she always looked like that? I know she started blushing.
No, she's got blush on her cheeks.
Okay, turns out. Well, Samantha bit her lower lip. Her hands balled into fists by her sides, started to tremble.
What should she say? Oh no, three answers.
Oh, jeez. Alright, save, return. Okay, we have, I thought you were ignoring me. I really did miss you. It's nothing, don't worry.
Oh, let's get clingy up in here. I really did miss you.
You want to do clingy?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Woo! Here we go. I'm sorry if I've been acting strangely, Lily.
Oh, that's not what I wanted you to say.
Yeah, right. Samantha's fond nickname for Lillian slipped out of her mouth, unbidden, even though she had intended to keep her distance. She did not want to get hurt again.
Oh, jeez.
So it's more of the implication.
Yeah.
Which is fair. When she was with Lillian, however, she could not help it. What little common sense she possessed fled from her, and she was incapable of exercising any kind of self-control. She definitely is in love.
Oh, God.
In that sense, perhaps she was like Sleeping Beauty, not just the singular Sleeping Beauty, but every single incarnation of the character, from Charles Perrault's Belle to the Briar Rose of Brothers Grimm.
We get it. You're an English major.
Oh my gosh! And no joke, with one of my friends, we were talking about Sleeping Beauty because we were like, wasn't Sleeping Beauty actually really creepy? And it turns out there are two different versions. One that is more actually what we know, that's kind of the basic version, and then there's the super creepy version, where she gets impregnated while she's asleep by a king.
Oh.
And her mother-in-law, his mom, is not happy. Sometimes it's his actual wife, and sometimes it's his mom is not happy about it, so then when she bores twins, she has to go live with them and has to, like, boil the mom alive or something. It's really weird.
Don't girls get their feet cut off in Cinderella?
The stepsisters, one gets a toe cut off and one gets her heel cut off trying to fit into a shoe.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah.
Ariel kills herself, right? In Little Mermaid?
Well, kind of.
She dies and becomes part of
the sea mist. Yeah, she basically, she knows she's going to die. It's so she's kind of like, I can't.
Oh, because the prince doesn't choose her.
The prince doesn't choose her, but then she's told if she kills the prince, she can then not have to die, and then she loves him too much to kill him, and so then she lets herself go. Jeez. That apparently Little Mermaid was a weird allegory about, like, how to be forgiven or something and go to heaven, because mermaids aren't supposed to have souls, but it was a weird allegory for, like, how they could still be forgiven. Hans Christian Andersen had a lot of, like, some Christianity lessons into his fairy tales. But yeah. I like fairy tales a lot. I don't know, like, everything about them, but it's, like, one of my guilty pleasures. Though Sleeping Beauty had touched thousands of spindles across thousands upon thousands of retellings, reworkings, and reimaginings, she never strayed from her preordained course and could never learn from her past mistakes.
Jeez.
Sleeping Beauty had no will of her own, after all. She was just a character forced into the role of the helpless maiden, the slumbering princess, by the whims and wishes of others. So they're going real meta on this.
Yeah.
Samantha could relate to that. She often felt she herself had so little control over her own life, she may as well have been a figment, a construct, a hazy and ephemeral imagining, pushed hither and thither by invisible hands. Oh, this got super meta! What the crap?
Pushed hither and thither?
Is that even how you say that? Is that even what you say?
No one says that. Not since 1880.
Oh, jeez.
You could say push to and fro. People at least have heard people say that.
Oh, jeez. Maybe she was just overthinking it, though. She often did, and that was precisely why she was so very unhappy. Is this gonna get real meta about how this is a visual novel?
Yeah, right?
Oh, jeez. Might just try to eat my microphone again. Oh, look how that worked out for me last time.
Well, we liked it when Undertale did it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I cannot help myself. I've missed you so terribly these last 3 months, after all.
Oh, there we got to the line that I wanted. It just had 4 paragraphs in front of it.
Yep. Samantha's words were spoken softly, threatening to disperse amongst the whirling wind, yet they were heavy with emotion.
Look at how Roberta's not handling this well.
She is not handling this well. Samantha winced. She did not like how she sounded. Even to her own ears, she sounded far too desperate. Well, it was a pretty desperate sentence.
Yeah.
Lillian evidently seemed to think so too, for her eyebrows furrowed.
I am flattered that you miss me, Samantha, but now is not the time or the place.
So she may be one to talk about, actually.
Yeah.
I just noticed that Samantha has no lips.
Huh. Yes, indeed. She has a hole.
Oh, no, there they are. No, I suppose it isn't. What? So that's all you have to say, is it?
Yep, that's all.
Say the whole phrase.
What?
Yep, that's all, folks.
Oh.
Yep, that's all, folks.
Even though Samantha's supposed to be your friend?
Exactly, she is supposed to be my friend. This is between her and I, not you.
Why, all the nerve.
Pouty face.
Pouty face.
At any rate, I just wanted to tell you to pick up the pace, that's all.
Right, sure. That is what she said out loud, but inwardly, Samantha cursed herself. Why had she allowed herself to hope? It only made being shot down, and so quickly too, all the more painful. Being rejected always stung. Samantha supposed she should have been used to it, given how unceremoniously her own mother had packed her off to boarding school, but oh my lord, this girl! Callie needs a moment. What? 1 second, folks. You alright, hon?
Oh, God. Oh, I can't get the ham out of my mouth. Oh, it's so filling.
It still hurt nonetheless.
Ham-fisted. Alright.
For a few moments, Samantha forgot that she was trying not to be sick. Now instead, she was faced with a new task, trying not to cry.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yikes.
I'll go back to these ladies.
Miss, do you know if we're...
Nope, wrong one.
Yeah, sorry.
Miss, do you know if we're nearly there yet?
More or less, I believe the youth hostel is only a 10-minute walk away.
I've seen this movie. They shouldn't go there.
Yeah, they should not go there.
That's good. My feet were starting to hurt.
However, it would be a shame to turn in this early, wouldn't it? It's not even 3 p.m. yet. Where'd these guys come from?
Oh my God, the moans of the damned are returned.
A collective murmur of disappointment resounded throughout the group of assembled girls. That was a collective murmur? That's not a collective murmur. Why was there a child squealing in the
I just
background?
heard someone slam a locker.
Yeah!
There it is, right?
Yeah. After their 4-hour coach journey coupled with a 2-hour walk, most of the girls were tired, already prepared for a good night's sleep. Why do they have to walk to the hostel? Why aren't there roads leading
I
to
don't know,
it?
because they're all gonna get murdered in this
I
hospital.
guess, yeah. Miss Pope smiled sweetly. Truly, it was the smile of an angel. Now then, this would not be a proper school trip unless there was an itinerary of exciting academic activities lined up, would it not? Would it not?
Ugh.
Another groan! And a slam of a locker. Come now, don't sound so downhearted. Learning is fun, isn't it? That was why you agreed to go on this trip, right? It certainly wasn't because we wanted a free holiday, was it, Miss De Quincy? I ship these two, even though I shouldn't.
Oh God, right?
No, of course not.
Samantha noticed that De Quincy still had not buttoned up her shirt.
I'll bet she noticed.
I bet she noticed. Maybe Miss Mope didn't care anymore. Despite her authoritarian ways, she could be rather fickle. Anyway, I will be handling the worksheets out to you now. They have tasks printed on them, so you must complete within the hour.
Damn.
Yikes. But before that, there is something I need to do. How silly of me for it to forget. Everybody, stand still and be quiet for a few moments. In less than a second, dang, that was fast, the chatter of the St. Mary's girls died down. The silence was so sudden, it was unsettling, as though the cluster of girls in their light blue uniforms had been sucked into a void. Nobody argued with Miss Pope, not when she spoke like that. Even Georgia Byron, a real lady by birth. What did they try to say with that? I guess like a real, proper lady?
A real lady by birth. I don't know what they're trying, because if she's real proper, she would have been behaving along.
Yeah, fell silent mid-conversation with Persephone Shelley. Oh my gosh!
What a name!
No! These are references to famous authors. Byron, Lord Byron, the poet.
Oh, Shelley?
Mary Shelley?
Frankenstein, right?
Yep.
De Quincy.
De Quincy, what's that?
I don't know that one.
I don't know.
Let me see who else we got. Lillian.
I'm sure
I
De
don't know
Quincy.
her last name.
I don't know the other one's last name. I don't know what Samantha's last name was.
Yeah.
Anyway, they may have just made it up for these parts. Anyway, a Pope, I'm sure it's something.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
okay.
Good. Her lips pursed, Miss Pope ready to do a quick head count. Now that I have ascertained that you are all here, I'm going to divide you up into groups of 4. And yes, I am aware we have an odd number of students. Thank you, Miss De Quincy. Despite being an English teacher, I can still do primary level mathematics, incredible though that may seem. If she wasn't a teacher though, these two. It's weird.
If she were the student council president.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that they made her look like she's 8.
Exactly. So that will be 5 groups of 4 and 1 group of 3. Now let me see, how am I going to divvy you up?
Oh, look at that menacing face.
Right?
Good
Yikes,
Lord.
goodness. At these dreaded words, the students of St. Mary's began to cluster together, clinging to one another as though for dear life. Oh, man. Samantha noted that, once more, De Quincy had wrapped her arm firmly around Lillian's. The sight stung rather more than it should have. Did De Quincy have no concept of personal boundaries?
Someone's jealous.
Yeah, you think? Perhaps not, given what happened over Christmas.
What happened over Christmas?
Was that when they stopped being friends?
Maybe. It is March now, and it was about 3 months ago. Yeah, so it would have been.
No, that was a bad thought. Samantha did not want to think about that. Her stomach was hurting enough as it was. She did not want to make her head hurt too. Oh, you girls. Miss Pope snorted, surveying her students with an undisguised disdain. You're all so predictable. Are you really that afraid of being separated from your best friends? It will only be for 2 days. Where's your sense of adventure? I always thought an integral part of any school trip was to have new experiences, to interact and form bonds with others you would normally avoid. Isn't that right? Although she spoke with a sweet smile, there was something rather sinister lurking under that surface of her expression.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's 16 lesbians in this class, and she's about to get all of them together.
Yeah.
She is instituting an orgy. That's the sinister.
That's the sinister. Exactly. Samantha shivered. She knew Miss Pope well, and she was well aware of how sadistic she could be.
I'll bet she was.
Oh, Lord. Miss Pope always seemed to take a great delight in setting group tasks during her English lessons, just so she could watch with amusement at the chaos that inevitably unfurled when she made girls who hated one another work together. Miss Pope's stature was not the only childish thing about her.
Jeez.
She experienced the same ill-gotten glee when it came to causing lesser living beings pain and misery that small children did when they set ants on fire through magnifying glasses, or cut worms in two with their mother's sewing scissors. Is that a thing?
I've heard of the first one. I haven't heard of that second one.
Then again, you were talking to the girl who, quite honestly, after a rainstorm, would go around and pick up the worms on the sidewalks and put them in the grass so they wouldn't die.
Wow.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Weirdo.
Shut up. I'm worried. Their worms are good for the environment. I didn't think it'll go cutesy. I don't know. I'm weird. This was not going to end well. This was not going to end well at all.
All right, who are we getting put with?
Oh, man.
I'll bet you not Roberta.
Yeah, and as Samantha had feared, she had been right. She was always right about the things she did not want to be right about. That was just further proof
God.
the world was a cruel place. Whoa!
I can't believe I got grouped with you.
No, there's Georgia. The feeling is more than mutual.
How can a feeling be more than mutual? I know that you want to one-up me, Bobby, but that kind of hyperbolic exaggeration doesn't actually make any sense.
Oh, this
We
girl.
get it. You're an English major.
Oh my gosh. Also, the first thing I thought of, do you know Fate Stay Night?
I know it. I haven't played it.
This is she looks like Rin, and that's the first thing I thought of. She's got the long red cloak, and her hair's not quite right, but it's the same hair color.
I
And
keep thinking she's Yang from Ruby.
oh yeah, I haven't watched Ruby, but I
Oh,
know what you
okay.
mean. Yeah. Anyway, these two, they should bond. They have masculine, feminized names.
Yeah, they sure do.
Okay. Anyway, if you want to correct people, do it over YouTube. I'm not in the mood.
How meta.
Oh, very meta. I ship these two already.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you would be happy, Bobby.
And what exactly should I be happy about?
Why, that I was trying to teach you something new, of course. Education is very important. Being from Bristol, you probably didn't have much in the way of it during your younger years.
Oh no, you didn't!
Look at her tiny mini skirt.
I know.
And her stockings. Oh my!
Her garter stockings, by the way.
That skirt, her panties should be showing. Like,
They have
that is
to
on her
be.
hips.
They have to be. That's why she's wearing the long red coat, I
Yeah.
guess.
Good lord.
Look at that smile.
Oh, that's shitty.
Where I'm from is completely irrelevant. As if a person like you could have anything to teach me. Georgia Byron smirked, her pointed incisors on prominent display. Sometimes, Samantha wondered, did Georgia file her teeth just as other people filed their nails to make them that sharp? They couldn't have been natural,
She's a
could they?
vampire.
Oh, jeez, can you imagine? Yeah, she looks like one. If they were, Samantha felt incredibly sorry for George's mother. She must have been quite a handful as a baby, or a mouthful, rather.
Are you trying to talk down to me? You?
Perhaps I am. What of it?
I hope you haven't forgotten, Bobby, that I am Lady Georgia Gabriella Byron, the 6th Baroness Byron.
Of course I haven't forgotten. It is unfortunate, too. If I could, I would erase every single memory I have of ever interacting with you.
Of course I haven't forgotten. It's almost like that was an exposition line.
Yeah, oh my gosh. These...
Expository line.
Expository, there we go.
Jealousy can be a very bitter pill to swallow, can't it?
I want to sing Loathing right now. You know Wicked? Loathing and Robbie and I were like singing to Wicked songs on the way home from your Christmas party.
Oh,
It
yeah?
was amazing. We sang Defying Gravity. Our friend Don had to leave the car because we were just in the parking lot just belting it out. It was amazing. It was a great sibling bonding moment. Anyway, this is definitely a Loathing moment. Why would I be jealous of you? Oh, that's not the right voice. Why would I be jealous of you? Especially since if you listen to the lyrics of Loathing very carefully, it's meant to be a double entendre of, like, the line between love, lust, and loathing.
Yeah.
Because the words are, that's kind of the point
Right.
of it.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's because I am a real lady, while you are nothing more than the daughter of a milliner from Bristol.
Milner, how rude.
But sometimes it is necessary to say rude things to stop certain people having delusions of grandeur.
Georgia smirked unpleasantly. With one single swift motion, she moved forwards, bringing her face within inches of Roberta's. Kiss her.
Do it.
Oh my gosh.
She won't see it coming.
Oh! What are you doing? Get away from me!
I'm just thinking.
Oh my gosh. Georgia giggled, taking a few strands of Roberta's hair between her fingers. Oh, where did this go? Okay, we're going. Roberta's hair was soft to the touch and a rather pretty color, too. Under a bright light, it was like marmalade. Now, however, given the sky was overcast and the sun was shrouded by clouds, it was more like burnt sugar. Burnt sugar turns yellow?
That's a good look.
Okay.
Just because you know how to use a curling iron, that does not mean you are a lady. You might have a pretty face, but that won't last for long. My title, however, is something I can never lose.
Oh my gosh, these two need to get a room.
I am always going to be superior to you, no matter how long you spend fussing over your hair each morning. So if I were you, I would think a little bit more serious about how you address me in the future, my dear Roberta.
And with another poisoning giggle, Georgia released her hold on Roberta's hair. That was...
It was what? Exciting? Thrilling? Did it make your heart skip a beat?
Yes, it did, in fact. No, it wasn't. You pushed it too far this time, Byron.
I know I did. It's what I do. The real question is, how are you going to respond? I await with bated breath for your, no doubt, incredibly witty response.
These
two.
Oh
my god.
Oh my god.
Just fuck already.
Really? Seriously?
What was that? I didn't hear you. Surely you aren't going to let me get away with it, are you? You have to say something. If you don't, it will only confirm my saddest suspicions that you really are an insipid bore with no capacity for imagination.
Right, that does it!
Ooh, bold
Bold. Roberta, stop. Oh, man. Roberta really did hit Georgia. Any hope of forming some kind of peace treaty, no matter how tentative, would be destroyed in seconds. I don't know if she's gonna punch her. I think she's gonna kiss her. Roberta, don't. It's what she wants.
Are you saying I want to be punched? You think I'm a masochist like you?
I just dislike confrontations, that's all. Especially when they are as needless as this. We will not get anything done this way, and I do not want to watch you two abuse each other.
Which is funny, because that's what everyone else wants.
I know, it's true. Samantha had to think very carefully, wording her sentences with precision.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia was the kind of person to pick up on the smallest of openings in conversation and then exploit and open them up for her own amusement. Yeah, she would terrify me. I hate those kind of people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately...
You would prefer it if you were the one being abused instead, right?
Oh!
She is totally a dom.
Yeah!
This girl is straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely a switch, though.
Yeah.
But she's a sub for her, but...
Yeah, she submits to truly dominant personalities, but if there's someone who's kind of on the fence, she'll go down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. I love how we're analyzing this.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, jeez. She had not been careful enough.
Isn't that why you've been chasing after Lillian for so long, even though she no longer wants anything to do with you? Yeesh.
Samantha winced. Lillian was a painful subject matter, having it dredged up like this when she had been trying so hard to push it to the very back of her mind.
I hope Samantha's just like, never mind, punch her.
Right, yeah.
I don't know why you like Lillian so much myself. I have always thought she is exceedingly pompous and self-serving. She irritates me.
Oh, really? Everyone irritates you, Byron.
Oh, looks like someone's calling the kettle black.
Exactly.
Ring, 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 ring. Who's that? Oh, Pot? It's Kettle. He'd like to talk to you. Then perhaps, though it pains me to admit it, we have a few things in common after all. Sam, on the other hand... You just can't help yourself, can you? Lillian could break all your fingers and you would still thank her for it. Don't you think that's kind of pathetic?
Maybe she likes that kind of thing. The insults leveled at herself did not hurt Samantha. She often thought far crueler things about herself, after all. But those directed at Lillian did. She could not simply stand there while Georgia insulted Lillian, could she? We're actually going to stop here because we're a little overtime, but we'll save here, and we'll figure out...
Then we're going to go fucking ham on her ass.
Yeah! So, Alright, thank you guys for watching. Hope you are enjoying our analysis of the sub-down relationship between these characters.
Yeah.
It's really hard not to, though.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
It's what's happening. It's so hard not to. Alright, thank you guys for watching, and peace, joy, love, and koi, everybody. Mwah.